You've been told your whole life that you just don't remember your dreams. That's not true. You remember all of them for about 90 seconds. Then your brain does something on purpose to make you forget. Not a glitch, not a limitation, a decision your brain makes every single morning to take something it just spent hours building and throw it away. You have 4 to 6 separate dreams every single night in cycles roughly 90 minutes apart. Each one can run 10, 20, sometimes 40 minutes long. Entire stories. Entire people who don't exist anywhere else. Conversations you'll never have again. And by breakfast, you'll be lucky to remember a single fragment of one of them. So the real question isn't why you forget your dreams. It's why your brain would build something that elaborate just to delete it. Let's start with what a dream actually is, because most people get this wrong. In 1953, 2 researchers at the University of Chicago, Eugene Aserinsky and Nathaniel Kleitman, discovered something that changed sleep science forever. They noticed that sleepers' eyes moved rapidly beneath their closed lids at certain points in the night. They called it rapid eye movement sleep, REM. And when they woke people up during it, almost everyone reported the same thing: vivid, detailed, story-like dreams. Before this discovery, scientists weren't even sure dreaming was a distinct biological state. Aserinsky and Kleitman proved it was. Dreaming had a signature, a rhythm, a place in the architecture of every single night. But here's what's fascinating. Knowing where dreams happen didn't explain why we forget them. That question sat unanswered for decades. Then, in 2009, a French neuroscientist named Pierre Maquet and a research group led by physiologist Christina Marzano ran a study. They monitored volunteers' brain activity through the night, then woke them at different points to ask what they remembered. The people who recalled their dreams most vividly weren't the ones who slept the deepest. They were the ones whose brains showed short bursts of theta wave activity in the frontal lobe right as they woke up. In other words, dream memory wasn't about how good the dream was. It was about what your brain happened to be doing in the handful of seconds around waking. That's the first clue. Dream memory isn't stored the way regular memory is stored. It's not sitting in a vault waiting to be retrieved. It has to be caught, almost like catching smoke, in a narrow window before it dissipates. And here's the part nobody talks about. Your brain isn't failing to hold on to that smoke. It's actively blowing it away. In 2020, a researcher named Francesca Siclari at the University of Lausanne published findings that got at what's actually happening chemically. During REM sleep, your brain produces very low levels of 2 chemicals, norepinephrine and cortisol. Those chemicals are essential for laying down memories you can retrieve later. They're part of what tags an experience as worth keeping. During dreaming, your brain barely produces them at all. So even while the dream is happening, your brain isn't filing it away the normal way. It's building an experience in real time without giving it a permanent address. Then the moment you wake up, something else kicks in. Levels of a molecule called PGD2, prostaglandin D2, spike in the brain immediately upon waking from REM sleep. Researchers studying this, including a team led by Yoshihiro Urade in Japan, found that PGD2 actively suppresses the formation of new memories in that exact window. Your brain isn't just failing to save the dream. In the seconds after REM sleep ends, it is chemically flooding the system with something that makes saving it harder. So you have a dream built without a filing tag, and then the instant you wake up, your brain releases a chemical that jams the filing cabinet shut. Why would evolution build a system this elaborate just to erase itself? This is where it gets stranger. Because dreaming itself is not some decorative side effect of sleep. It's expensive. Your brain during REM sleep is almost as active as it is during full waking consciousness. It's burning real energy to generate these experiences. Evolution does not spend that kind of energy on accidents. Neuroscientist Matthew Walker, who has spent decades studying sleep at UC Berkeley, has argued that REM sleep functions like overnight therapy. During dreaming, your brain replays emotionally charged memories from the day, but with the stress chemical noradrenaline almost completely shut off. You get to relive the difficult moment, the argument, the embarrassment, the fear, without the biological jolt of actually experiencing it again. Walker's research found that this process helps strip the emotional sting off a memory while keeping the information itself. You wake up still knowing what happened, you just don't feel it as sharply. But notice what that means. The dream's job was never to be remembered. Its job was to do the work and then disappear. The same way a surgeon's gloves get thrown away after the operation is over, keeping the dream around wouldn't help you. It might actually get in the way, flooding your waking mind with the raw, unprocessed version of feelings. There's another piece to this, and it comes from something called synaptic homeostasis. Neuroscientists Giulio Tononi and Chiara Cirelli at the University of Wisconsin proposed that one of sleep's core jobs is pruning. All day, your brain forms new connections between neurons as you learn and experience things. If that process just kept building without limit, your brain would eventually run out of room and energy. So during sleep, your brain weakens and prunes the weaker, less useful connections from the day, keeping only what matters. Some researchers believe dreams are what it looks like when this pruning process briefly surfaces into something resembling a story. If that's true, then a dream isn't a message. It's closer to static, the audible version of your brain quietly taking out the trash. So every night, your brain builds 4 to 6 worlds, burning energy your waking mind would notice if you tried to spend it anywhere else. It uses those worlds to diffuse the sharpest emotional wiring from your day and to clear out the connections you no longer need. And then, on purpose, without your permission, it throws almost all of it away before you've even opened your eyes. You will spend roughly 6 years of your life in that state, gone within 90 seconds of the moment you open your eyes. But tonight, when you close your eyes, somewhere in the dark, you'll build an entire world again.